not merely seeing reality, it is touching the truth.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Chronic Gamer. My name is Matt, and this is my final thoughts and redirect for episodes 44 through 48 of One Piece. So go ahead, click the link in the description, check that video out, then come back here. Let me know what you think in the comment section after watching this final thoughts video. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to see next week's reaction video, check out my Patreon. The link is also in the description. I normally post the early access videos over there within 24 hours of this current YouTube video, and that goes for all of my anime reactions. Before I get started, I want to remind everybody that I will be trying to do smaller One Piece reactions in the middle of posting the other anime reactions on my channel. The smaller reactions will take a lesser priority than the other anime series that I'm reacting to. So if I'm falling behind 1 week and it comes down to recording the small One Piece reaction or recording my, say, Inuyasha reaction, I'm going to choose the Inuyasha reaction because I will guarantee you the 5-episode reaction every week for One Piece. So that extra reaction is just like a little bonus. But I'm going to try to do that for you every week, but, you know, things happen sometimes. Okay, so anyway, let's get to these episodes. We started off pretty much right where we left off at the end of episode 43. The Kokoyashi, I think it was the Kokoyashi village, was liberated from Arlong, and we got to have a nice happy send-off and a long party, well-deserved party for having suffered under Arlong's tyranny for over 8 years. So that was really nice. We got to see some closure with Nami and all of that, and Bellemere. Even the dude with the pinwheel on his head poured one out for Bellemere. It was a really nice episode. Really happy episode. Luffy, was going around trying to find food. Bellemere got a symbolic send-off. Nami got a symbolic send-off from Bellemere, telling her, go do what you got to do. Even though Bellemere wasn't really there and it was kind of in Nami's head, it was still a really nice moment, and I enjoyed that a lot. We got to find out that Shanks is around, and he found out about the bounty on Luffy's head, and it made him so proud. He's like, man, Luffy made it. He's a pirate now. He's got a 30 million bounty on his head, which is an extremely high bounty for pirates in that area. And he's like, yeah, man, Luffy's on his way. He's going to be that guy. I just know it. That's why I gave him my straw hat. And it was really cool to see him telling stories about Luffy and celebrating that. That was also a really cool episode. Then we had a bunch of silly sauce episodes, which were somewhat story advancing and mostly filler, I think. Which brings me to my next point. I may do an individual video asking this question, but should I be watching filler? Filler is good in a lot of series, but in long series like this, it can seem like filler, like it doesn't belong there. I know with Naruto, like 99% of the filler in Naruto is pure garbage, in my opinion anyway. I mean, I didn't grow up watching Naruto, so I don't have that affection towards the filler in Naruto as some of y'all might have, having watched it for its run on TV. But if the filler in One Piece is the same as in Naruto, where it's really not story advancing and it's something that I should be skipping, please let me know, because I don't want to watch that kind of filler. The only fillers I like are ones that are enhancing the story or self-contained in a way that's phenomenal and worth watching. So if I should skip most filler but maybe watch one or a few filler arcs here and there, let me know in the comments section. That way I can determine whether or not I skip it or not. If I can skip most filler or all filler, let me know that as well. I think, now that I'm asking this, I think I probably will be doing a separate video on this, unless y'all end up watching this video, which I honestly doubt. But I'm not sure. We'll see going forward whether or not I watch filler. I don't even know if those episodes were filler, but they felt very fillery. You know, they had the animals dancing, they had the dude running around town, they had Buggy acting like a fool. The only things that actually made those substantial were Buggy at the end joining up with that girl and getting his body back and getting his crew back, which I didn't expect at all, to be honest. I thought he was kind of like a intro villain, you know, somebody to show what this series is kind of going to be like, and I didn't think that he would ever come back after Luffy shoved him out of there, but he's back, and who knows what trouble he might cause. It may be badass, but hey, I'm in for it. I'll watch that rematch. I don't care. Yeah, that's really all I got to say on those episodes. This last episode, though, was fucking phenomenal. I loved this last episode, episode 48. They made it to the island. I'm not sure where the island was. Actually, it says it on my screen here. Logetown. They made it to Logetown, where the King of Pirates, Gold Roger, was born, and where he died as King of Pirates. Executed, in fact. And it was really cool. Luffy spent his time trying to find out where the execution stand was. He seemed really fascinated by it. I asked at the beginning of the episode, or at the end of the episode before, how somebody who was King of Pirates can end up being executed if he's supposed to be so badass, but I'm beginning to change my mind on that. And I could be wrong, and this is just a prediction, but I think that's part of it. I think being that badass and being such a influential and crazy badass pirate like the King of Pirates ought to be, that the only way to be taken out is to be executed by the man. I mean, most pirates were back in the day in real life, so maybe that's like part of it, you know what I mean? Like, after you've accomplished all of that greatness, you don't want to just sit back and kick it and die of old age. Maybe being captured and taken out like the badass you are is the way to go. I don't know, but just the fact that everybody seemed to look up to him, and the fact that he had a smile and said he wouldn't run away, makes me believe that that's the way. Not to quote the Mandalorian, but maybe this is the way. I don't know. Luffy seemed really fascinated in that execution stand as well, which seems to further prove my theory. You know, maybe that's his goal as well. Like, yeah, I'm going to be executed there when I'm just as a badass as he was. You know, it seemed to me that when he was sitting there on that stand, Gold Roger that is, everybody in the audience who was watching his execution seemed to look up to him in some way. And that reminds me a lot of Luffy and how people begin to look up to him as he makes his way across the world in his adventures. Even the fact that they know he's a pirate, they still look up to him. I mean, look at Kobe, who wanted to be a Marine, and he was proud that he found out that Luffy had a bounty, even though he knew that they would be facing off against each other eventually. Nami, who despised pirates, and Zoro, who was like a pirate hunter, are now part of Luffy's team and on his pirate crew. I mean, it seems to me that that's the kind of person that Gold Roger was, and I think that's the kind of person that Luffy is, that they're very similar in their personalities, and it would not surprise me at all if one day One Piece ends with just that, with Luffy getting taken out with his big grin that he's had the entire series. It really would not surprise me one bit. But yep, he's there. What's his name? The dude with the cigars found out that Luffy's the guy that he was looking for. I think that guy with the cigars is testing the people. That he's like, they say that the pirates that come to that village aren't the same anymore, and that none of them have what it takes. And I think that guy is part of the reason, not just because he's fighting off the pirates. I think he's doing that mainly because it seems like he's part of the Marines, but I think it's also mainly because he looked up to Gold Roger when he was a kid, and he's testing these pirates to see if they have what it takes to be that guy. So he's definitely going to end up fighting Luffy. It seems like he's got some sort of devil fruit powers himself, which is going to be interesting. And we're in for some really interesting episodes coming up, and I can't wait to see them. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments section, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Chronic Gamer. Peace.